Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Factorio. I am SeiferKatt, and I've just learned Whitney Houston is dead. She's been dead for a decade, I've been told, but it's not the point. The point is I just learned this. Anyway, moving on. So, today... I don't know what we're doing. Science? No, not even doing science. Just making shit, I suppose. It's the sushi belt. We've got to keep going. That's really what it comes down to it as. Because the sushi belt is insane and must keep going. I don't know. I think maybe we got to start thinking about ending the sushi. But I know we said lots of ducks, but I'm beginning to wonder: are we really actually achieving anything, or are we just going through the motions? Might just be going through the motions now. So maybe we'll put it to a poll, but not now. All right. So, what do we need? I don't know. Let's have a look. How did I click on that? Okay, we need green circuits. We've got minus 8,400 of those. Green circuits, minus 36,000. We're short a bunch of stuff still. That's going to keep happening, I suppose. Sorry, had to sneeze. Whether I wanted to or not. Hello, hello. That is an interesting emote, and I kind of love it. Oh, the cat outside. Thank you very much. There is a cat outside. This is unrelated to anything going on right now, but just in case you were wondering, is there a cat outside? There absolutely is. We call it Bellios because it has a bell around its neck. I call it Bellios, and now Pandas started calling it, so I call that a win. It's a good name. It's like Berlioz, which is one of the cats from Aristocats. Oops. We have... Yeah, it was a reference. Yeah, I thought so. Every now and then I have a clever idea with a name. Doesn't happen often. But we get there. Okay, so we're just going to make some sulfuric acid here. I think that might be good. Because you know what they say, you can never have too much sulfuric acid. Unless you're melting. Like literally melting because of too much sulfuric acid. In which case, might have found the sweet spot. You never want to find the sweet spot of too much sulfuric acid is perhaps what we're also saying. Okie dokie. So I would like to turn this into a place where we make sulfuric acid. I think we're not going to pull in the whole oil manufacturing. I think we're just going to go... We pull in sulfur and petroleum gas. No. How much sulfur do we even have? That's maybe the real question. We want to disconnect the red line. And I would like greater than. Okay. So sulfur, we have 16,000 on the belt, and we have 9,700 petroleum gas. Okay. How much sulfur would we make out of that? Not a lot. One barrel would make 2 sulfur, which means 2 barrels, 100 would make... 2 barrels makes enough sulfur to make a sulfuric acid thing. Maybe we just do both. Maybe we go crazy. I think going crazy is acceptable from time to time. As long as you don't go too crazy. Limit your crazy, as I always was told in school. And I didn't listen to them. Good morning, Pen. Go big or go home. Exactly. The problem is I am already home. But I should go big regardless. How's the duck coming along? Look, we are doing well right with ducks. So in the last 10 hours... Oh, that reminds me, I'm going to have to go and do a thing. In the last 10 hours, we have created 6 ducks. We are at 6 ducks per 10 hours, which would be... Calculate... and divide... No, 6 divided by 10. We're at 0.6 ducks per hour. Pretty good, actually. I'm actually really excited about 0.6 ducks per hour. If we can get to 1 duck per hour, I think that's pretty good. It's not ideal. It's not the ideal number of ducks. No, you know what? I think it was still right the first time. Okay. Going quackers, exactly. We're going to need to fix one of my duck things because every time I load the game it breaks. And really we're just trying to make sure one of them is fine. Okay, I've completely forgotten how to make sulfuric acid. No, we're good. We're good. I remembered again. Sulfur, yes. Okay. Goodness gracious, that was harder than it should have been. Right. And water. Okay, so that's going to make the delicious, delicious sulfur crystals. Sulfur, suck it down. That's the sulfur industry's slogan. Sulfur, suck it down. It's not going to go well for them. I don't think they're going to get a lot of marketing value out of that one. But maybe they will, who knows? I don't think anything's going to possibly leave there. No, we're good. Okay, and then we're going to have a barreling section, which is going to look a lot like this. Take empty barrels, and then deliver the empty barrels back into there. Okay, that more or less looks correct. Aside from the fact that it's wrong. Yeah, aside from the fact that it's wrong, it's looking pretty good. Funny how being wrong is still a problem. Everyone's so sensitive. Being wrong is bad, they say. Well, I think being wrong is okay. Join me, folks. Join me in being incorrect repeatedly. I shall pride myself in being incorrect repeatedly. Praise myself. I will also praise myself for being wrong. Seems like something I would do. Alright, so this is just hoping to make a little bit more sulfuric acid in a different place. And then of course we need to do one of those to make sure it's balanced to some degree. And then finally, we need to add things to the belt when they come through. Okay, and that should just be counting. And then finally, this one connects. We forgot barrels, which we apparently don't need barrels right now, but that's okay. We will need barrels later. And now I think we are done. Yeah. So that'll just make sulfuric acid eventually. If it's worth upping sulfuric acid just a little bit. I don't think it's a bad idea to up sulfuric acid. Nothing bad ever happened from eating more sulfuric acid than you can handle. And we will finish connecting that too. Oh, hang on. I forgot to put into the name. Very important. Mouse Panda Good night. Good. Very important. Oh, I see we've still got the calculator up. Foolish. Calculator's gone now. Alright, so it doesn't seem like there's a lot of sulfur over here, but that's okay. One piece of sulfur came through. Let's have 9 barrels. A good plan. Okay, we'll let that continue. Oh, goodness, we need to disconnect that. That's doing maths constantly that we do not need done. Oh, we forgot about the iron plates. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Did I get the ducts fixed? Yes and no. There is a solution, which I have to, at the start of every stream, go and pick up the factory and put it back down again. I only am going to do it for the main one. Because, quite frankly, I don't have time for that bullshit. I just don't have the patience. And I understand that's a failing on my part. Sure, I accept that. Also, I don't care. Maybe that's the problem that we're really having, that I just don't care. Good. Let's go fix that now while I've been reminded about it. How far away are we from the duck maker? A reasonable distance. Not excessively far away. Weird the mod does that, but I've worked around. Yeah, I'm only doing it for one duck facility, not all of them, because quite frankly, it takes too long to pick up, and I'm not doing it. I don't care. I don't know why that's happening, but we do actually have ducks in the lake now. Here's the lake. Well, I've lost the lake, so... Oh, there's the lake. So we've got 2 ducks sitting in there at the moment. Very lovely. But, you know, it's really about the design challenge of how do you make more ducks. That's really what it comes down to it as. Maybe something else is happening, I don't know. But yeah, as soon as I load, it'll break again. Oops, turn that off. Thank you. See, it's got the slowest pickup I've ever seen in anything. It's slower than picking up a rock. Which sounds kind of offensive when you put it that way. Oh my god, you're slower than picking up a rock. Okay. You gotta put your shotgun ammo and all your ammo back in there. Because there's no other way to do this. And then we resume. There we go. Back to making ducks. And while we're here, what are we lacking? Or what are we quacking? Duck silos. The usual problem for duck silos is lack of silos in general. Get onto that. We have... Yeah, we can move that. That doesn't need to be there. We have a bunch of things going around. Maybe we should go fix that. Okay, let's go fix that. We've made a decision. Well, we're, actually, no. One thing at a time. Fix the problem, then make another problem. Alright. We're lacking blue chips, as always. So, now we've got more silos, which is very cute and very happy. I would like to... How many ducks do we have currently roaming? 4 ducks. Doesn't seem like enough ducks. But I think the ducks are being delayed not by their spirit, but by the lack of silos. So let's just keep building silos, and then the ducks will be made. The ducks will sort themselves out. As my father always said, the ducks will sort themselves out. He knows what he's talking about. He's seen a duck before. Not everyone's seen a duck. People think they've seen ducks, but they have not. Except Dave. Obviously Dave's seen a duck before. Okay, so we're going to need a lot more fusion generators. I think a fusion generator down here would be pretty rad. No, while we're here, let's increase the sulfuric acid demand. Because I think sulfuric acid is too sad right now. I would like more. Sulfuric acid is currently running at 0.5. I think we're going to run it at 0.75. Is that a crime? Absolutely. I don't care. I'm all about crimes. So that's another 33,000 barrels of sulfuric acid required. Well, it's made almost 1,000 already, so I guess we just had 1,000 just ready to go, more or less. Which is fun. And maybe we'll up sulfur just by a little bit. Just a little. Just a little keeps sulfur spicy. Sulfur is at 1. I think sulfur can be at 1.2. No, I don't think sulfur does need to go up, actually. I think we can leave... Sulfur could probably actually go down. Hey, Dave. Welcome. So that should produce more sulfur, which should hopefully assist in the blue chip production. Not actually making sulfuric acid down there, which is makes me very sad. We can fix that. Do you get Ask Panda tonight? You absolutely do. She is well aware. She is currently preparing to answer all your questions. I'm not sure if push-ups are being done. I didn't check, but I'm sure they're not. That you don't need to do push-ups to get questions answered. But then again, who knows? Have you ever answered questions on stream? Exactly. Maybe you have. I don't know. I guess technically you were answering questions right now if you say anything in response. And then I have to ask, are you doing push-ups? Forget how this works. This is the precedent that I have now set. And before you ask, no, I'm not doing push-ups. Goodness, no. Just got home from a 12-hour day. My goodness, Dave. That's not good at all. Hopefully it was at least somewhat rewarding, a 12-hour day. Like, hopefully you feel good about your 12-hour day. If not, then I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, sometimes you go home from a 12-hour day and you just like... You feel like you've done well. You're tired, but satisfied. Sometimes 12-hour days make you just wish to curl up into a ball and die. Company knew your pay rate beforehand, had you doing bitch work for a majority of the time. Scoffed as in that's not much, or scoffed as, oh god, this isn't connected. Oh well, I'm glad it's not connected, because I never did it properly. Haha. Oh look. That's up to him. He can pay it. Scoffed as in that's too much. Well, that's his problem, isn't it? You know, you hire someone, then congratulations, that's what you've hired them for. Got a problem with that? Real bitch is him all along. Oh. Mic drop. Pick up mic. Mic is expensive. So I am streaming today? Oh, did you message asking me? Yeah, no, I was just a little bit late getting home. Yeah, no, I would message if I wasn't going to stream. It's just, things have been a little bit weird lately. That's alright. Waited 10 minutes, the teacher didn't come, so you left. That's fair. That is the rule. The teacher doesn't show up after 10 minutes, you are allowed to leave. That is correct. And I'm very proud of you, Soulburn, that you didn't, you know, that you didn't take my shit. What the shirt? Oh, no. What was that, Panda? Panda does the same thing for team meetings. We're doing What the Shirt, which, again, because I was running a little bit late, we're doing business casual What the Shirt. So, business casual What the Shirt. Hello, welcome to Business Casual What the Shirt with your host, Business Casual Seif. Not to be confused with Professional Seif, because he's not allowed. So, today we are wearing a jersey. It's blue on the... You know what? Now that I look at it, it kind of looks like I'm trying to be a science officer in Star Trek. Holy shit, how have I never noticed this? What the hell? Except it needs to be black sleeves, that's what I'm doing wrong. I'm a science officer. Well, better than being a red shirt or a yellow shirt. Yeah, and then just a, collar shirt underneath because that's who I am. BizCat, yeah, exactly. So anyway, it looks like a strapless dress. I wish. Not enough curve for the Star Trek outfit? Well, okay, true. Just the colors is more what I was saying. I would never fit into those things. I heard they weren't exactly the most, the people wearing them weren't exactly fond of wearing them. I heard the, sausage casing line being used before, so. Alright. Looks like a strapless dress. No, I've never worn a strapless dress before. Picard maneuver? I know the Picard maneuver. Strapless dress is not comfortable, I've been told. Yeah, I've never worn a strapless dress, so I wouldn't know. Just doesn't seem like my sort of thing. Alright, so we're going to make a little sulfuric acid output here as well. Not enough curve. I'm not curvy enough to the Star Trek uniform. Oh. Right. Okay. Then what we'll do is we'll grab this little sulfur facility that I made up here, which I quite like, actually, aside from the fact that I stuffed up iron. Which we can... No, you know what? We're going to continue stuffing up iron. Screw it. You stuff up iron once, you keep stuffing up iron. That's my rule. Are there any other good maneuvers? It's the Picard maneuver, the Riker maneuver, but is there any others? I mean, the Riker maneuver was just because Jonathan Frakes had a bad back. Not that you can think of. I mean, funnily enough, the Picard maneuver is actually two things. Which, one of them doesn't make sense because Star Trek plays really fast and loose with faster than light travel. But the Picard maneuver is supposed to be in battle going warp speed for like a second or so, and then for a moment it looks like there's two of your ship. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense how that would work. But that is what the Picard maneuver was originally. And then the fans were like, got a better idea for the Picard maneuver. Which is really, again, just Patrick Stewart being uncomfortable in the uniform. Okay. That'll get done eventually. Actually, wow, actually, it's bringing in a lot of petroleum gas. Makes me happy. Missing the pole. Oh yeah, no, the bots will come to it and fix this eventually. Here they come. They're coming. Oh, missing that pole. Oops. No, they weren't counted. You're right. That's fine. Just go like that. We can more or less get it. It'll be close. Close enough. Yeah, you're right. I should have had that pole in first. That's alright. Gotta be careful with the poles. Okay. There we go. Making some sulfuric acid for the boys. Here you go, boys. Enjoy your sulfuric acid. Hey, hang on. Is there a duck in here? I thought there would be. But yes. This is acceptable. And that should help make blue chips. Because, goodness gracious, we need some blue chips here. Crikey, there's a lot of green chips here and they need to be consumed. Can you trade your nick pain for cat coins? Unfortunately, no. I don't know how you would do that. How would you trade nick pain for cat coins? And also, wouldn't that mean I would then get nick pain? No offense, dude. I'm sad that you have nick pain, but I also don't want nick pain. There is a 405 though. Or if 5 is also nothing is found. Made a new net code. We've ruined everything. I don't know what the 405 code's supposed to be. No, actually we did find some grass. Like a little patch of grass here. Wow. Not really anything significant though, but that's okay. That shouldn't be doing this. I think we may have output too many lubricant barrels. The hell is that one? Oh, yes. Okay, there was a lot of quotes yesterday. Quote machine went silly. Yes, let's blame the quote machine. That's a good idea. Don't blame yourself. Okay, we are having a slight problem with sufficient express splitters. So maybe we need to make more of them? But we're going to not connect them down there. That would be a good idea. Remember waking up just before you passed out to quote something? Sure it even happened? It may not have even happened, Dave. No offense, but you were sleepy. You may have imagined it. I'm not the sort of person who would say anything that would be quotable, so... Where did I say that? I want to know where I said that, because I don't recall saying this one. It certainly wasn't a recent thing. Was that supposed to be an Ask Panda? Yes. Okay, cool. I'll give you your points back on that one. It's like, I'm like, I'm not going to say it now because now I see you put it there. Error in accounting. That's okay. Don't worry about it. We'll fix it up for you. It's not the worst thing I've had to fix up lately. Um, let's see. Quotes, quotes, quotes. There we go. Add a quote. Okay, reject that. Refund. Your points have been refunded. I'm not the sort of person to be quotable. Damn it. I'm going to drop the 2013 because... Okay. Because a lot the 2013 thing doesn't work in with everything else. Red Serenity, thank you very much for the quote. Unfortunately, that is another quote 409. We've got a lot of quotes. Unfortunately, I am quite the person to be quotable. Mostly because I don't think before speaking. And that does tend to doom me. Right. Doom 2, Hell on Earth. Right. It's always nice to have an opportunity to talk to my wife. That's true. That is still true. Always lovely to talk to Pat. She's a lovely individual, as I'm sure you know. Okay, the bots will take care of the rest. And I'm hoping... Are we still needing red chips? I thought we were fine for reds. We are more or less fine for reds. Okay. Yeah, Red Serenity, the quote system is very fun to play with. I'm sure if you played around with it before, but it is very fun. Probably haven't actually now that I'm looking at it. I don't know why I'd say if you've seen it. Like, there's 409 quotes and some of them go from inspirational to this guy was clearly playing Crusader Kings or RimWorld and needs to be sanctioned. Okay, I was talking about dragons. You know the rules. I was talking about dragons. My father read that one and was very questioning about it. Told him it was about dragons, and he was like, okay. No, that white dragons are very stupid. Because they are. Animal intelligence, those things. You know what I love about that? 46 was QuoteBot is very wise because it's full of things I said. There's been almost 400 quotes since then. A lot more things. Yeah. You bought a multi-draw lotto ticket. Good for all the draws in the month. The numbers Panda picked. You haven't checked them, but you'll get to it next week. Ooh. Alright. Thank you. Not quite sure where that came from, but thank you for your advice. Okay. Where are we going with this? I don't really know. We're just building more stuff. Alright, well that's just because I haven't watched it recently. Yeah, you too. Bit rude to just come along and say that, but hey. I'll just say that's a friendly warning. How about that? Anyway. You ever get ducks you'll train them to attack? I think you already do train them to attack, Dave. I get accosted by your ducks every couple of days. And let me just tell you, I've got no lunch money left, thanks to your ducks. All hostile ducks, your ducks, absolutely, as are half of the geese. I can't tell the difference between a goose and a duck. Alright. Take that along. And shall move on. Right, that's still making the uranium, which we've got plenty of sad rocks, which is very good to have lots of sad rocks. Lots of sad rocks. How are we doing with other places with rocks? Lots of sad rocks? 1.3 thousand sad rocks. That's pretty good. And that's all full up of sad rocks. Hell yes. Want to see? That's not what you want to see. Because now we're not making any green rocks. Gosh darn it, I didn't consider that. I guess we have to go sort out the rocks because they're sad. Sad rocks are sadder than ever before. Everyone talks about the ducks and the geese, but no one acknowledges the murderous swans. Valid point. You're right. You don't consider other animals. You guys see that video of that chicken killing the hawk? That chicken was not having any shit. I know a chicken and a swan are two different animals. I'd like to say I'm well versed in animals, but no, I wouldn't. Herd of crows. Yeah, no, a hawk was apparently going for one of its chicks, and it just launched itself at the hawk and just beat the crap out of it. Meanwhile, a dog's just like, yeah, I'm not getting involved. Which is reasonable. Stay out of there, dog. This chicken's got it. How am I running so fast? Strict diet. No. Lots of exoskeletons. Lots of exoskeletons. Okay. What we need to do... probably switch this to only work enable condition. Sad rocks is less than 4,000. And then if we just grab a couple of happy rocks. Lots more happy rocks need to be grabbed, I assume. Just keep grabbing rocks. We'll sort it out in a moment. Do that. It's probably going to sort it out faster. Oh, shoot. Even my suit is spaghetti? I mean, how... Oh, I see how you could do it. You could do it like... that, right? Look at that. Tidy. I do what I can. Spaghetti's just a way of life. Not tidy, but at least tidier. At least put the batteries together. No, they're not talking. Can't put the batteries together. They have a feud. The last thing I want to have is feuding batteries, you know? Okay, this seems to have fixed my problem. Battery feud, exactly. Okay. There we go. That should sort that out again. That's a metal song, is it actually? Connected to anything? Yes, it is. Okay, that's good. It should be a metal song. That's probably true, actually. Okay, and that gets us more happy rocks. We clearly do need more fuel cells, but they will come through eventually. Okay. This is all filled up with sulfuric acid at the moment because all my sad rocks got all locked up. An old-timey book. Battery fuse. I thought that was a synopsis, but it was just saying upload a video. Nope. The top review. Only review, 5 stars. I must have read this a dozen times as a kid. Wish I had a grandson to read it to. Seems like he's getting very passive aggressive. He doesn't even have a child. He just wishes he had a grandson. Like, he has no son or daughter. He's just like, I wish I had a grandson. He's just skipping a generation. We can probably take that to 300. Fine. Okay, once that settles itself down, we'll be good. Okay. Got a lot of coal over here for some reason. We're not really using a lot of coal, but it's cool that we've got it. Wonderful. That's what we needed. So, what is Battery Feud about? It looks like about baseball in some way, but beyond that, I don't know what Battery Feud is about. And I've never seen a baseball game. I think I would like baseball, though. No, I think I could be a baseball fan, but I would need other baseball fans, and I'm not trying to find baseball fans in New Zealand. That's just silly. I think I could like baseball. A big claim, I know. But it's true, I could be. Think about it. I could be playing the baseball video games and saying, go Michigan Warblers. That's a bird, sorry. You know what? The Michigan Warblers is now a baseball team. Go Michigan Warblers! No, cricket is basically any country that was ever in the Commonwealth. So it's New Zealand, it's Australia, it's England, it's India, it's not Canada, strangely enough. It's just anything that was Commonwealth at some point. But again, not Canada. It's strange, that one. I don't know why. They got hockey. It's too cold for cricket. That's a good point. That's probably why they don't have cricket. And the changes they made to cricket in the last few, 100 years is very relevant. We've got rugby. Yeah, but who gives a crap about rugby? I don't. I know a lot of people do, but I don't care. What are you talking about? You've got rugby. You've also got cricket. You've got both of those sports. Unix. You've got both of those sports. You're ex-Commonwealth as well. You have the same sports as we do, at least in those two. I don't know beyond that. Don't ask me how good your two teams are, your cricket and rugby teams are. I don't know. But I know you've got those teams. Or at least you did. As I say, I don't really follow sports. But if I did, then I would know. But I don't. Say rugby were top 3, cricket not so much. Fine. How many countries are there? You'd be at least top 20 teams in cricket. So that'd be alright. Joke there is I don't think there are 20 teams playing cricket internationally. Those who don't know, the joke was. Those of you who are unaware of it. There's more than 20 teams playing cricket? I don't think so. I don't. Internationally. Not counting the Cricket World Cup, obviously, because other teams show up there that don't normally play. And they tend to get knocked out pretty quickly. Because they don't play a lot of cricket. I don't think there's 20 teams. I'm not going to go through them all because this is not a cricket stream. This is now a baseball stream. whether I want it or not. I don't really want it, but it's happening now. You guys ever see that thing where like a Japanese developer made a baseball game and they wanted to have English sounding names, so they just made up what sounded like English names? They're wonderful. They're the most wonderful names I've ever seen in my life. They look vaguely English, like English spoken, but also very confusingly not English at all. It's so funny. Makes me happy every time I see it. Now I just kind of go want to look for it. What was this on? Here we go. Sure. Hang on. Issue on the belt? Up top? Oh, this one? Yeah, no, that's intentional. We're going to be fixing that in a moment. Okay, made up baseball names. Okay. Going to switch to Firefox. So, a 90s baseball game where a Japanese game designers had made a bunch of American names. So you got Sleeve McDinnicle, Onsen Sweemy, Daryl Archdeld, Antolio Smorin. I don't know if these are real names. I don't know if this is a real thing, but the names are just wonderful. Glenn Allen Mixon, Willie Dustus, Mike Truck. See, that one almost seems like a joke. Dean Wessery, Showen Furcoat, Cot. Your name is there? Wait, really? I assume first name and not last name. The last names get a bit wild. Al Dandleton? Oh, shit. Yeah, see, these are great names. Tim Sandelile. DeWitt Rochigal. Just first name. Yeah, fair enough. Some of the first names are actually reasonable, and then the last names just go right out the window. Like, some of the first names are okay. Like, you got Raoul, you got Kevin, you got Tony, you got Bobson. Oh, Bobson, what a typical name. But what a bloody legend of a meme. I love it. Anyway, let's get back to Factorio. Some really good names. Okay. As I said, it makes me happy just looking at it. Because the names are so silly. And you know someone really tried hard. It's like, we need American sounding names to sell this to Americans. And they're like, got it, chief. And that's what they came up with. Again, I don't know the legitimacy of how true this was. But it is funny. Someone, if I looked into it, it probably would be like, that's actually not a real thing that happened. Like, this isn't real. It's all fake. And I'll be like, aww. But until someone tells me it's all fake, I can believe it. Good. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that made you happy. But did it make you happy because your last name was there? As an American? You were just like, oh, my last name's there. Excellent. This is what I needed. Good old Dave Dugnut. Or was it Dugnut? Sorry, I might have pronounced that wrong. Ah, you're DD. Like Daredevil. But DD is actually... Oh my god, Matt... I was going to say Matt Mercer, but that's not his name. Matt Murdock. Mercer. Matt Mercer is Daredevil, guys. It's pronounced Donut. Oh shit, sorry. Yeah, Matt Mercer is now Daredevil. He's not blind or anything. But then again, how would you know? Maybe he is blind. You know? He just pretends to read. Shit. It makes sense now. It all makes sense. Matt Mercer is actually Daredevil. He is the devil of Hell's Kitchen. How you want Daredevil as your DM? Keep in mind, Daredevil can't read. Like, if you throw him a piece of paper, like, if you write a note to Daredevil, like, if you're playing D&D with Daredevil, right? And you go, hey, DM, I just want to pass you a note. If you do that to Daredevil, he's just like, okay. Like, he can't read. Which was, was reading some Daredevil this year. You just smell it. You'd be able to feel the words if it's Braille. But there was a bit where there was a jury, and one of the jurors that was being reported about wasn't actually there. And they're like, hey, these are the jurors, but this juror wasn't here. And he points at a piece of paper, and it just cuts to, like, Daredevil's view, and it's just, like, nothing. Also, being a staunch Catholic, he may not be on board with the whole magic and demons thing. Also, hi, what do you mean? Daredevil is... I think Daredevil is well aware of the magic and demons thing. He's staunch Catholic, but he's not stupid. Like, you can be Catholic and be okay with D&D. I could see Daredevil playing D&D. Probably, no, actually, no, I couldn't. He'd be the player that is always late. You know, he would just be like, guys, we're going to meet up this time, and then he just doesn't show up. And you'll be like, Maddie, this is like the 4th time. Do you want to play or not? And he'd be like, no, I do want to play. I do want to play. It's like, all right, then show up. He's blind. Yeah, I know. You can be blind and play D&D. What do you think I was talking about? No. Blind people can play sports as well. He'd never bring snacks. If he brought snacks, they'd probably be crushed. The chips would be broken. Everyone's just like, that's fine. Don't worry about them. Like, I understand you're blind. You just like, I fell down some stairs. And you're like, yeah, sorry that happened to you. Just like Matt. What do you call him, Matt Mercer? Like, he's a good dude. He's just really committed to what he's doing, which is not coming to D&D nights on time. I don't think he'd be the best person in Marvel to play D&D with, but I don't think he'd be the worst. I don't know who would be the worst. Someone not showing up is always a pretty bad thing, but someone not showing up doesn't make a bad player. Maybe Punisher. Punisher would be a bad player. How good would a game with Thor be? A game with Thor would be wonderful. As long as he doesn't as long as he understands it's a game, he would never break character. He would also be one of those players who only plays himself. He would always be himself. He would never play anyone else. And you know he would kill every giant you see. Punisher would just be a bad player, because if you ever play a game of D&D where one of the players just really wants to attack everything that he thinks has slighted them, you know, that you don't want. Doctor Strange would be an amazing DM. You know, he wouldn't even be making up a story. He would just be telling you a story of what happened to him, and it would be wonderful. Well, he wouldn't be playing D&D though. He'd be playing Call of Cthulhu. And you would have to take sanity checks for you and your character. Like, you yourself would need to take a sanity check. I feel like Doctor Strange should only be homebrew. Ooh, maybe. You'll be like, well, Doctor Strange uses forces that are from different dimensions. He doesn't use Earth things. So, maybe. As a fun aside, at some point there were some researchers who found like these old Celtic books of like herbs and stuff, and the more they did research, the more they couldn't find that these herbs ever existed. And they also found some sort of dice, and they're like, oh wait, we may have just found a role-playing system, like a very old archaic role-playing system, which I think is wonderful. They thought they were dealing with actual druids. They were just dealing with a bunch of Celtic nerds. Punisher would 100% be a rogue warlock multi-class. I do. Yes. Thank you. It is very syrupy. You've made a syrupy banana bread. Huh. I'm cool with the melted white chocolate. Thank you. Oh, that is sweet. You're right. Wow. That was surprising. You know what? I've got to do something. This is the last time I did this. Just because I think this will be fun. There we go. I'm going to run that into the Ask Panda. I can ask my own question. Daredevil has blind sight 10 feet. I think he's got more than 10 feet. Okay. Stretch. Root played D&D? Did he? I mean... Well, the actor did. Okay, yeah, that's true. Vin Diesel Vin Diesel for Groot is an absolute nerd. I love it. They made a class for him? Hell yes. Wait, they made a class for Vin Diesel? Wait, what? Hang on. I accepted that and then I thought about it. What? What do you mean they made a class for him? Like a subclass? I'm very intrigued what I've read, but I don't understand it. Groot would probably not be a great D&D player. He played in a special of Critical Role. Oh, hell yes! I've never really gotten into Critical Role. Like, I know a lot of people who really do enjoy it. Just, I've never watched it and cared. Like, I've watched a little bit, and they're well done, but I just don't really like real play podcasts or whatever the heck you want to call them. Streams. What's going on here? Emptying barrels. Oh, wonderful. Something about Critical Role that just puts you off. It's really frustrating. You should love it. And I feel kind of the same, but I don't know what it is. Do you know what it is, Zoe? Role for someone new is very intimidating. There's several hundred episodes over several series. Have fun figuring it out. Yeah, I think I came into it too late, and then by the time I was like, nah, I'm not listening to it. Yeah. I do find it funny that Critical Role is just like the gold standard for D&D to the point that it actually kind of harms the game. Not intended. It's not like Matt Mercer or those actors' fault. But a lot of people come into D&D being like, I have seen Critical Role and I am going to play Critical Role D&D. And then you don't get that. No DM I've ever played or been is that. It goes well, Hellbait. Thank you for asking. Not every DM is Matt Mercer. Hell, no DM is Matt Mercer. I don't even think Matt Mercer is Matt Mercer. Like, I think Matt Mercer wishes he was Matt Mercer. Exactly, yeah. But it doesn't matter. Like, what really matters is you take your bunch of friends at the table that you know, can respect and be cool with being silly around and just have a good time. Tell your story. No one's a professional actor. Yes, every character would change their voice repeatedly. I had a character, my current character, which I talk a lot about, he's a Loxodon, and I really wanted to talk to him about him slowly. I wanted him to talk like this, very monotone, Very slow. And I got bored of that immediately. I was just like, oh my god, this takes forever. And I abandoned that after about a session. Because it wasn't fun. But I can just keep saying every time someone slights me, an elephant never forgets. Start taking coke? No. No. Not today. Make it in game. Guys, I don't have a problem. It's my character. My character is addicted to cocaine. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Brandon Lee Mulligan. Wait, is he... Hang on, I think I know who this guy is. Hang on, let me just go... Hey. Yeah! I've seen this guy a couple of times. He's awesome. He does a series? Okay, I didn't know that. I like him losing his absolute shit. Amazing. Yeah, you know what? I might check that out. Not promising anything, because the number of times I said I might check that out and then I forget to ever look at it. And then someone excitedly says, did you check out the thing that I'm so excited about? And I'll be like, no, I forgot. But I probably would enjoy that one. Okay, that's going to produce more batteries. Batteries make me happy. Especially when you can lick them. Which I've been told I should stop doing. Like I'll listen though. Critical Role is very similar, but you can't get into it. Hey, when D&D casts redact things? What do you mean? Redact what? What would they redact? Oh, right. Yeah, exactly. Hang on, I thought I fixed this. Yeah, I thought I did fix this. What the hell? Doesn't look like a fix at all. Yeah, no, the dice rolls and all that stuff is important. I think D&D, for D&D Realcasts, you still have to have an element of the bookkeeping. You know, of the slow rolls. But, yeah, it's an interesting problem. The part where someone gets their math wrong is absolutely critical for a D&D game. Oh wait, that is right. Wasn't it? Yes? Oh. No, it wasn't. Everyone wants live rolls until the 45d6 fire roll. Nope. Again, I like that shit. I like things taking longer than they should. I know what you're saying, but I am a very patient person. Speaking of D&D, how about Baldur's Gate 3 coming earlier? Earlier. Oh man, I gotta think about leveling up my Warlock. We've reached level 10. Very excited. I don't really get anything good out of it. No, I want the 45d6 fire damage roll. It's been preponed. Oh, okay. I don't know when I'll play it though. I talked about this last stream, I think, but generally if a game has ways to make things faster, I generally don't. Like, if you saw me play Crusader Kings, you'll notice that I very rarely ever went fast forward on that thing. I just happily sit on like 1 or 2 speed. And I see people get through like those games really quickly. I'm not that guy. No, I'm playing on speed 1 or 2. Is that dull and boring for some people? Sure, probably. Not dull and boring for me. I'm having the time of my life. And 1 or 2 construction bots. CK really quickly. Yeah, some people play at like max speed constantly. I can't understand it. Bold claim for someone using red belt sushi. Well, saying I should be using yellow belt sushi or gray belt sushi, the slower belts than yellow. That was a weird bit. No, I don't think we will do that. I don't think we will. I think it's a terrible idea. Well, my point is, I could also hit get one of those mods that like makes the game go real fast. I'm not going to do that. Besides, we're 5 days into this run, so you're not going to start telling me this is quick. Well, you could tell me that. I'm just not going to believe you. Like when you ran into Bill Murray at the supermarket and Bill Murray said no one will believe you and then winked and ran out the door. I always enjoy that meme. Oh, that's because he stole a candy bar. I remember now. He just stole a chocolate bar and then he said no one will believe you and he runs out the door. That's true. No one would ever believe you. Bill Murray steal a chocolate bar. Actually, I wouldn't believe you saw Bill Murray steal a chocolate bar, but I could believe Bill Murray stole a chocolate bar. I mean, not to besmirch his name, but I could imagine Bill Murray stealing a chocolate bar. In my head, I see it, and it makes me smile. Externally, it makes me smile. Which is the main thing. I'm a besmircher. I'll besmirch you. I'll besmirch your mum. Not like that. But, you know, I'll do what I have to do. I don't have to, see if you could stop any moment. I choose not to, though. Friend's dad met Bill Murray once years ago. Bill got super annoyed because they didn't know who he was. Oh, yes. Oh, who's that next to Dave? Oh, shit, yes. That's good. I can't believe Bill Murray didn't know who his father was. Shit. I could see Bill Murray getting annoyed at someone not knowing who Bill Murray is. And then stealing a candy bar. He's always stealing that candy bar, that Bill Murray. You can't stop him. If you called the police and said, hey, Bill Murray just stole a candy bar, they'll be like, yeah. Like, well, you gonna do anything about it? What can we... A random golf range in Ireland. Ends on the candy bar. Okay. Now we're introducing an interesting part into this. Is there a chocolate bar or a candy bar you could imagine Bill Murray stealing more than another one? And do you think he'd steal a local like flavor chocolate bar, or do you think he'd go for like, you know, the one that you can get anywhere in the world? You know what I mean? Like, is he gonna go to like New Zealand and steal a crunchy bar? Or is he gonna steal, like, I don't know, what's a bar that's around the world? A Snickers. Isn't there a chocolate bar in the US called 100 grand? I think so. I think I've heard of that. There is. Ah. Hmm. No, we want to stop building this way. We just keep edging this way, and we've got to stop edging that way. We've got to edge different ways. We have to find new ways to edge, is what I'm saying. Better way to edge, exactly. You understand. There's a right way and a wrong way for this. One big benefit of this base, the chance of being pancaked by a train is low, and yet it's still, and yet it has still happened once. I can't bring it up, but it's happened. I said that one on my own. That's fine. I don't mind. I'm not really judging. Remember hearing a radio DJ get in trouble because he promised 100 grand to the 1,000th caller, and then he gave them a chocolate bar. That is a, you gotta be careful with that. Train. Yeah, no, I've been hit by a train before in this run. So, like, the achievements, is that based on... No, it's not based on this run. Okay. Like the radio contest that's offered someone a Toyota. Yes! Dave, I was thinking the exact same thing. The Toyota. That was a work raffle, not a radio thing? Oh, it was a work raffle. That's even shittier. Okay, radio contest is funny. Work raffle is worse. Raffle implies she bought tickets. Yeah, if she bought tickets for that, then that's... Yeah. That's bullshit then. Deer crossing caller. Hmm. I don't know the deer crossing caller. How are we doing for silos? Got one 25 meters away. Oh, so we do. It wasn't a big walk. Hmm. What's a copper? It was a pretty nice Toyota toy. Well, I mean, that good. You would hope that it's a nice Toyota, but I think you'd rather a car than a Toyota. I mean, what if she wasn't even a Star Wars fan, you know? Disappointed she would be. Drive her to work, it will not. Could you chuck that into the Discord, please? That way I'll actually be able to find it, otherwise I won't probably click on it. Chance I might click on it if it gets into the Discord. If it's too much work, also don't worry about it. I'm not going to force you to do work. I'm the one doing work here. Now, if it was a Grogu? Hmm. People went nuts for Grogu. Or the child, depending on where you want to watch it from. And also because the funny thing is, no one really knew what to call it, so everyone just called it Baby Yoda. Because no, I refuse. Well, also, like there was no other name for it, right? Because marketing did not make any Grogu toys ahead of time. They made Mandalorian times because, before time, because you knew that was coming. It was the show. But they wanted to hide the fact of the child until it had debuted. But by then, you're like 6 months out from actually releasing the toys. And that's just so long. No one's ever named Yoda species. I mean, if I remember rightly, there's only 3 of them that have ever been in Star Wars. Even though, well, I don't. That says more about me than anything else, really. I mean, people still call Daenerys Khaleesi, which Yoda with lipstick and Grogu. Hey, look, can you stop reading into my fantasies, please? I'd appreciate that. It's not gay if Yoda's wearing lipstick. uh, your old housemate didn't fully get how Star Wars worked. I thought Mandalorian was a prequel. Oh, isn't like Yoda like like 1,000 or something years old? Grogu is 50, yeah. But man, the First Order must have been really confusing. Why the First Order here? 900-ish? Okay. You serious? I'm not sure if Ghostin's trolling. It's not. It's not a prequel, no. I'd stay with Ghostin. Does like a good troll. I respect a good troll. I mean, I once knew someone who thought that Star Wars and Lord of the Rings were set in the same universe. So, and no, they were not trolling. I was very confused. Oh, yeah, no. Star Wars is like The Mandalorian is about 10 years after the Battle for Endor in 20. Now I really want to watch it. Nothing to say they're not. I mean, yeah, I guess there's nothing saying that Lord of the Rings and Star Wars are not the same universe, because it's not like, you don't go around and go, okay, welcome to my new franchise. FYI, this is not Aliens, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Harry Potter, or Twilight. It is, however, anything else. It could be Farscape. You know, how do we know that Harry Potter and James Bond is not in the same universe? Let's think. For instance, they're both set in England. Well, not both set in England, but they both have English people. And if English, there's the crossover. They're both English. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. How do we know that James Bond is not a wizard? Do not start the how high is Aragorn's midichlorian count. Wait, discourse again. And it would be off the charts. Oh no, is Aragorn even Aragorn doesn't even show any force sensitivity. His midichlorian scales charts is not off the hook. It is quite on the hook, if one must say. I like how mad everyone was about midichlorians. Like, that's the best part of Star Wars Episode 1. Everyone being mad about midichlorians. Midichlorians suck. They're fine. Midichlorians are all around us. They're okay. Don't disrespect midichlorians. I mean, you say that's lazy. They got lazier. It means the Force is genetic. Of course. That's what they already kind of implied that with Luke. Yeah, the best thing he did was sell it to Disney so they could make episodes 7, 8, and 9, right? Is that what we're going with? Is that where we're going? We're glad that 7, 8, and 9 exist? Which are the worst Star Wars movies? I think 1 to 3 is kind of fun and campy, and that was before 8 was okay. Oh, 7 was okay, 8 was horrible. 9, I liked 7, 8 was okay, 9 was horrible. I tend to just be a bit more accepting, I suppose. Rogue One was good. I liked I liked Solo. I thought that was fun. Was it great? No, but I liked it. 7 was okay. Yeah. I mean, there were things in 8 that I liked. Some people are special because they're genetics. Congratulations, you invented eugenics. I mean, did you not see The Empire? Which, by the way, The Empire are the good guys. 7 was retelling of 4, 5, 6 with a new character. 8 continued that. 8 absolutely continued the retelling. Star Wars and the Blade trilogy the same universe, and the special blood stuff was midichlorians. 8 wasn't that bad. 8 wasn't that bad. 9 was. 9 was bad. 9 was the only Star Wars film I walked out of and just went, ah, 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 ah. That was the sound I made. Dude, they made a better Death Ball. 8 took everything 7 kind of built to and splurged it. Dude, if you thought that was bad, see what 9 did. It took everything 8 did and splurged it. Let's not forget the now heavily memed start of Episode 9. Somehow, the Emperor has returned. Somehow he's returned. He's returned somehow. We don't know. Somehow he's returned. I love it. I love it and I hate it. We don't know how. Somehow the Emperor has returned. And they didn't really explain how the Emperor returned. And they never made Darth Jar Jar. Which is a damn shame because they should have. Cowards were afraid. They had... Who the fuck is Snoke? You know what? They never made that clear. I'm still not quite sure who the hell Snoke is. I mean, to be fair, who the hell is the Emperor? The Emperor only showed up in Episode 9. I would have loved Darth Jar Jar. I still am sure they were planning to do Darth Jar Jar, and then they chickened the F out. You know, they should have stayed the course. Darth Jar Jar would have been amazing. People would have loved Jar Jar. Emperor was in Episode 1, 2, and 3. Okay, well, yeah, that's because it was prequels. Emperor was only in Episode 6 before that. Snoke is Professor Snape. Okay. That makes sense. Makes sense when he looked in Rey's eyes and went like, you have your mother's eyes. Because Rey is just Harry Potter with midichlorians. Which is why she's so amazing. I feel like every character I liked in Star Wars, they just made them bad the next one. Like, Episode 7, I quite liked Finn, and then they just went, oh yeah, nah, we're not doing the Jedi thing with him because test audiences didn't like him. And then, what the other thing? And then Rose. I know people didn't like Rose, but I liked Rose in Episode 8, and then they made her shit as well. China didn't like Finn, yeah. They didn't. I wonder why. Let's not ask that question any further. Yeah! Hell yeah! I agree. If Disney for making me think about the Emperor having sex. do it! Ah. He would have been so good as a storm. Oh, that's what they were implying in episode 7. They gave him a lightsaber and they were fighting against Kylo Ren on Starkiller Base. Rose is okay except for the whole suicide chicken game thing. Yeah, that's true. Oh shit, this is the most active I've seen chat in a while. Got it. Bring up Star Wars and how great it is. I understand. This is what you've led me to. This is now a Star Wars stream. No, it's not. Yeah. I always sort of go, I don't care about Star Wars, and then I get really excited about Star Wars, so I don't quite know what's going on there. What, do you not like jizz whalers? Doesn't everyone love a good jizz whaler? I never really got into Hitchhiker's Guide. Like, I tried to. You know what? Context is going to be important on that one. I did earn that one. Look, it's what it's called. Don't judge me for being correct. Oh, were you baiting that out? I didn't even notice. It is funny, that's why. It's just such a funny thing. I was just like, yep, this is a good name. I'm pretty sure that... Last of all. Where did the second one? Was there another one? You can always quote the first one if you want. Wait, oh, I'm not reading that one aloud. No. No. Gross. Good joke though. Pan said something before there, and I said something before there that I want to go back to. Someday we'll get around to watching a second whole Star Wars movie. Unfortunately, the first one you watched was episode 1. Oh no! Never start with episode 1. Oh no, 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 no. Episode 1 is one of those acquired tastes that you have to know you're getting something really... You have to know you're getting something campy or be a child. Like, I remember when we were young, we all loved episode 1. Like, one of my friends was reading the novelization of it. Like, that was high school for you. We were just so into episode 1. And then it turns out everyone hated episode 1, and I didn't know why. Because it was so cool. Wait. Hang on. Are we talking about Star Wars still, Dave, or are you talking about something else? Okay, you're serious. Watch episode 4. the suggested ones usually go episode 4 first, then 5, then 6, and then really probably stop there. Like, watch the original and the sequel of that. And then I would just say, you could just stop. I wouldn't watch 2 and 3. I mean, if you want to watch something campy, absolutely go for it. But you don't have to. Just be happy with the originals. One doesn't exist or shouldn't. Well, it does exist, and it's fine. One is probably better if you're a child, though. Why do I say it so dismissively? It's better if you're a child. Just spit it out. Hey, Maholican Party. Welcome, welcome. Watch 4, 5, 6 and Rogue One? That's probably right. How's everyone doing from Maholic Party? We're talking about Star Wars over here. I'm not quite sure what... Oh, thank you, Solburn, for doing the shout-out. I was getting to it. How's the factory treating you? You're playing Factorio. I thought you were doing Satisfactory at the moment. But look, honestly, don't think too highly of it. It's not like the time that someone told me that Star Wars was the cutting edge of science fiction of the 20th century and then called me a needle dick. I wish I was making that up. No, I don't. It was hilarious. Hey, listen to what this needle dick said about Star Wars. What? Say anything about Star Wars. Yeah, we've got Ask Panda in about 15 minutes or so. Yeah, it was a real story. I was in a Borders bookshop. He just got really mad about me saying something moderately inoffensive about Star Wars. And, I mean, was the guy wearing a fedora? I don't know. In my mind, yes, but I think that was... They used... Yeah, okay, let me give the full story. So I was showing a friend around Borders, because it was a pretty big bookstore, and they were looking for some books. And I'm like, okay, so you got your science fiction here, fantasy here, and here you've got your glorified fan fiction. You know, you got your... Oh, gotta stretch and hydrate. You've got your, you know, your Star Wars book, you got your Star Trek books, your whatever books, your Star Wars books. And there's a very large man who is pouring through a Star Wars book, and he's like, Star Wars is the cutting edge of 20th century science fiction. And I responded in the only way you can when you hear something so obscure, which is from just someone you don't know, which is just, okay. And then he just shouts across the store to his friend who's in the fantasy section, hey, listen to what this needle dick said about Star Wars. And I'm just like, the fuck? And his friend who's like, you know, looking at this, he just looks up and just visibly sighs. And it's very clear, that's one of those friends that you're not really friends with. Like, you're not really friends with him, but he just seems to hang out in the same place as you are and he thinks you're friends. But it was just a visible sigh. What year was this? This would have been 2003, 2004? It would have been around there. But I didn't say anything about Star Wars. Exactly. I don't quite know what I said about Star Wars. I said this is where the glorified fan fiction is. So I don't know what I said about Star Wars. You weren't even walking then. Hellbait, please get my cane. I'm so old. I hope that dude found Dune or something. Oh no, you say that, but then he's gonna read every Dune book. Like every Dune book. Now I understand from people who like Dune, and if you do, that's awesome. Was this too early to be a shot at Twilight? It was way too early. Dude, Harry Potter wasn't even finished coming out at that point. It was just like, you know how there's all those books, like, especially with Star Trek books, they'd have like 3 Star Trek books released a month, it seemed. You know, because you had your Voyager book, your Star Trek, your Deep Space Nine book, your Next Gen book. You think he understood anything in Dune? No, he would think that Dune was ripping off Star Wars, I'm sure. Alright, let's look at a cat. Condolences for your joint pain. Man, stuff you. He's so mean. I've never read Dune, but if you think Star Wars cutting, yeah, exactly. He really did not understand what cutting edge of science fiction, 20th century science fiction was, because Star Wars was not that. Okay, let's get the pole ready for the cat. A little bit. We do not want a 10-minute poll because I will hurt my arm. All right, we're going to judge a cat now. So you ready? Here's your cat. Is it a great cat? Please tell me. I can't decide. Joint pain is when your weed hurts. Yeah, no, I've read Dune, the first one. I didn't particularly like it or understand it, but I read it. Egyptian Sphinx. Yeah. A friend who's read Dune told me the best time to stop reading Dune is when you've had enough Dune. So if you read the first book and you want more Dune, you read more Dune. If you read the second book and you want more Dune, you want more Dune. You read more Dune. Read the third book and you're so bored of it, you stop reading Dune. And I told him I was done midway through the first book, and then I think he was disappointed at me. Just like, all right, well, if you played Dune 2, the smash hit RTS from the mid 90s, hell yeah, Dune 2's Battle for Arrakis. If yes, that is correct. Wow, that is a great cat. People love that cat, huh? 9 votes. Zero no's. That was your first ever RTS. It was a lot of people's first RTS, honestly, I think. The thing I like about Dune 2 is why it's a sequel. So, Dune 2 is a sequel because another company was making a adventure game of Dune, and it was released, I think, the same year. But the other company didn't know. Like, neither company knew the other one was working on a Dune game. And so Dune came out, and they're like, well, we're also making Dune, so I guess we'll just call it Dune 2. Same publisher, just different developers. And so that's why it's Dune 2, not because it has anything to do with Dune 1. Yeah, it's an adventure game. It's not particularly good. I've played it. It's like an adventure game with some turn-based elements. Not turn-based, but yeah, it's got some combat elements to it. Explains why no one got sued. Yeah, exactly. And it's not bad. It's just like it's kind of the story and kind of not. Like I don't really want to talk about Dune because maybe I don't know what the movies covered and what they didn't because I didn't see the new movie. I didn't care. But you know, certain plot elements in Dune that are very critical to the story, just didn't happen in the adventure game because they needed you to have a central palace. Because you needed to keep going back and like giving spice to the Emperor. Yeah, it was an interesting thing. You gonna turn in for the night? You'll watch Ask Panda later? Okay. One story focusing on each house. I mean, did they make Baron Harkonnen fat enough? That's all I want to know. Let's see. Actually, let's look at Baron Harkonnen in the new movie. Is he fat enough? Baron Harkonnen. His name was Vladimir Harkonnen? Oh my goodness. Alright. Billy? The bear? Why is one of the things that came up nude Baron Harkonnen? I don't want that. He's not nude, he's just shirtless, but I still didn't want that. Why he floats. Oh, so he's so big he has to float. Okay, you know what? That's cool. I'm glad he's floating. That's important. That's canonically more or less accurate. And Sting's not in the movie. I don't really know who Sting is, but I'm just sad he's not in the movie. Rule 34. I wasn't searching for that. I do know better. You're quite right. I do know better. It was just like Baron Harkonnen, Baron Harkonnen, Baron Harkonnen, and the file name was nude Baron Harkonnen, and he's just shirtless from like here, and I'm just like, all right, that's Sting is a musician and not an ABBA. Doesn't he work for the police? My God, is Sting a narc? Sting is an informant. That's what I thought. All right. Hands are so cold. You know what they say? I don't know what they say, but I'm very excited to learn. Snitches sing bridges. Took me a second. And then I wait, is Bridges a police song? Ah, kind of. Think. I don't know. It might have been too cultured for me. No, it's just a musical term. Okay. Too cultured for me. I'm not allowed to do music, not since the incident. Snitches get stitches and wind up in ditches. What am I supposed to do with this crap? We duck so far. You know, it's a valid question. Let's see. We have made... Oh. We've made a total of 9 duck parts, but only 3 ducks. Which is a shame. You know what goes in? That was kind of a quote about music. How do I keep ending up over here? I just follow the belt and I just end up here every time. You know what we need to do? We need to go find duck silo. We want to find the entity. Nearest one is 1.4 kilometers away. What I thought. Build another one of these suckers. Follow my heart, please. One thing I'm known for is following my heart. And then I think we need to build some silos. Apparently we can't disconnect rolling stock because we're not in a vehicle. Fair enough. Oh wow, it's making a silo right now. How convenient. Go silo. Go silo. Go. 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 Takes a while. It really does take a while. Getting disappointed how long this is taking. Okay, there we go. Another silo in the mix. Brilliant. We have 9 silos currently roaming the factory, looking for a home. Maybe they'll find them. Maybe they won't. But regardless whether they find them or not, we're going to stop here and we're going to do Ask Panda. Okay? So, bear with me for while we set up Ask Panda. So I'll be back in just a moment.